Hey. Um, I haven't done a date in a long time, so I went and got some wine. I don't drink much, maybe like once a year. Just kind of trying to think, because I got some new friends, just exactly what is the next step. What do you do? So I was like, you get drunk. um, I'm probably the only person in the world that's the exception to the rule as far as getting a sudden announcement on the news. I made the hardest hit you can make on MySpace in 2008 with a published, fully rendered Nike commercial that an ASU artist drew for me because I paid him from my waiter money working at Charleston's on Stapley and Baseline. And it's basically been a workaholic atmosphere ever since. Now, I would imagine if you work for 13 years straight every day with the ability to do commercials, write music verbatim, make movies and paintings, not to mention comedy sketches, that you would qualify for the only exception, the big announcement. So I figure it's only fair to have a date as best as we can. I would imagine they would just basically say, what's the first thing that you want to do right now? I noticed a long time ago that my broken right eye has every once in a while variations of electrical charges, and it seems to respond to anything to do with direct camera attention. I think there's something about when the movie Superman came out in 1978 that the wish went out, I want a Superman. And then the wish by all women, they actually made one Curtis, and then they split Clark and Kent, and one is Superman and one is over here, and then you add a camera lifestyle, always on go. And that's really what it is I've portrayed, is this constant sort of ability to make imagination from thin air. But if everybody wanted a Superman, maybe they got their wish. So I have obviously an opportunity on my hands, maybe, of what is it you want to do? So what are we going to do? Well, I should prep you first in case you're interested in me suddenly popping by your house someday. I actually have turn-ons and turn-offs. You're cool with this, right? I mean, everybody knows that when you say exactly what it is you like or don't like, then there's something like a woman's negativity that just says, like, man, fuck you. However, we might even have an exception to that. So then you're just like, it's actually not my opinion. It's built on an attractive area. You're just being allowed to know ahead of time. So there's color coordination combos that you should know about that I figure is common knowledge, but I find out isn't common knowledge as far as the do's and don'ts of style. I have actually a very, very quick way of telling it to you, and this isn't just my opinion. This is straight from Europe. I don't know where I got it from, but it's a download. Now, I follow the download as much as anybody else should, but you might not have gotten the download, so I figure it's only fair for me to tell you. Now, Between you and me, this isn't anything that I say from this point forward. It isn't because I think that you don't know. That would be insulting. It's just in case you might want to expand on what you already know. And just to tell you that I'm understanding of it makes it help it so you don't make the mistake of, there's a common accidental thing that when you're just in the heat of the moment or you're just feeling like you want to go, making a mistake that's a very, very everyday mistake just because of some immediate feeling. But rules are rules when it comes to style. So I'll tell you my color code combination just for fun. Okay. Now this is technically a shirt to shorts, a shirt to pants, a blouse to pants, blouse to shoes, scarf to belt, belt to pants to shirt, hat to shoes, and belt combination. And this is on a level of most attractive to least attractive. The most attractive thing that a girl can wear in order of color combinations is white to gray, red to black, yellow to white, pink to white, pink to darker pink, blue to light blue, blue to red, brown to black, black to gold. Now we're going to do where headgear, belt, and shoes go with any of that. Because that's just, you can easily make where the jeans would come in, the skirt would come in, the blouse would come in, and it's usually pretty much obvious from that. Now as far as where the hat, belt, and shoes matter, there is, as far as jeans go, is first and foremost is they may have told you that skinny jeans is what's in style, but it's not. It's a farce. It's still bell bottoms no matter what. Somebody pushed for a jealous factor of what this girl did over here and put $10 million behind it, and all of the heavyset women in New York goes, I can't do it. And they rewrote the style book. You shouldn't fall for it. Any guy that wants to date a girl that thinks that she actually has a reasonable IQ knows that you're still supposed to find where it's tight at the knee and then goes wide. You should only wear Nikes and you should only wear Pumas. The back of your jeans should touch the ground, no higher. If they go underneath your heel, that's perfectly fine. You need to be fully prepared to not wear them after a certain point once they're rubbed away too far. There's a rule every guy is expected to follow, so every guy should expect girls to follow it, because at the highest of all levels of style, all guys at that level is expected to follow it. And you're never supposed to repeat an outfit until it's been 14 days. So your 14 days is also expected at the highest level of me meeting you, or else I'm just going to feel sorry for you. And since you're expecting me to do that, I won't be able to combat the feelings of me expecting you to do that, since I've been held to that standard. Now, if you're telling me that you're not at that standard, then I'm obviously not with the right girl. Because the highest caliber of girl is expecting that out of me, and it's something that I have to suffer through. And in case you are interested in the challenge itself, it's obvious what you should do. There's variations. Now, if you're a person that works out, then you know that there was the first time that you worked out at 1 year's time where you changed your body around, and then 4 years went by and you decided that your first understanding of working out, where you knew everything, where you ran 3 miles a night and you're the king of all runners, and then you met all of these people, had all this fun time, but then 3 years went by later and then you ran and did your curl bar and shoulders, and you go, oh, that was always sitting there? And then you realized you were a more complete person when you added your arms along with your treadmill running. And then 3 years after that, when you wanted to take a run at it again, you realized that you could do all of your abs too, all at the same time, all adding them all three together, and then watch out. Now, if you're that type of person when it comes to when you're already picking out your clothes and you're taking on the challenge of impressing somebody, then you know that there's the blue jeans, dark blue, light blue. There's the brown belt, there's the black belt. Then there's the skirt that goes to the knees and the skirt that goes down to your feet. Then you know that there's the tight tank top, and then there's the blouse. And then you know that there's the regular t-shirt, and then there's the t-shirt underneath the t-shirt. Now, if you're interested, and I know I've mentioned it in the past, but if you're interested in knowing about it right now, don't ever, not ever, wear the shirt that's a t-shirt that has the pre-built colors on the edges, because somebody in the Style Network, New York City, saw some guy get out of bed in the morning after he fucked her best friend, and she was mad about it and saw that he put on his shirt, and then he put on another shirt, and he put it on backwards because when he took it off, it was inside out. And every guy knows and every girl knows that when you put on a shirt and an undershirt when you're ready to go out, that the undershirt is smaller than the overshirt, just as a rule of thumb. But on this particular occasion, he didn't even really know, and he accidentally decided to wear a yellow shirt under a black shirt, a black shirt under a yellow shirt in the first place, so that when he got up in the morning and he was just too buzzed because of all the fucking, he put it on backwards. And he had on a black shirt with a yellow trimming at the bottom and at the sleeves. And she goes, oh my God. And then you have your dawning of a new style. She decided to go back to work the next day and started writing, and there's your birth of that shirt. They even still have wardrobe stylists that understand that story today to just mock actors by sliding them into a lead role position in one of those gay shirts that mocks the process of somebody that actually fucks because he's irresistible. And then they put him into a you would never have so much sex that you don't know where your brain is in the morning and accidentally stumble on style. So you got to understand that going into it too, the responsibility of understanding what the t-shirt amounts to and what you can do with it. All in your hands. Gray to black underneath, yellow to red underneath, black to white underneath. T-shirts that are too small at Goodwill are your friend. And then you wear them as an undershirt because you can find every color. And at least at Goodwill, they're still making them with a tight neck, where if you were to go to the mall right now, they make them all with wide necks no matter where you look. Because there's some guy that some girl saw him getting out of bed after fucking her best friend, where his muscles were still showing when he put on the wide neck, and then she just goes, and she'll take anything, because there was just so much muscle, so much sweat, and so much squirting. And he just put it on, and as long as you could still see his flexed pectorals, she was still drooling. And she goes, that's it! They changed all the design of all shirts, and you can't find the tight collar anymore. But if you go to Goodwill, you can get any undershirt of any color, still tight, to show under. That way you can still use your color combos without using it always with the shirt and always with the pants. So show a little bit of responsibility. Also, we were still talking about, hat to belt to pants. Obviously, there's always the trucker hats, and every single time a guy stumbles on a girl 1 in 1,000 that's still doing the trucker look, it's just, melt. You just melt. It's sad, but it's your responsibility to make sure that you take every effort. If we're going to take all the effort in working out and having manners and not doing your typical guy maneuvers, the reason that you cursed off men altogether, then the least you can do is use your advantages on knowing what it is that men want most, which is girls that, and they still have about 1,000 of them at the Boot Barn. It's the only place that you can find the most trucker hats in the world. And it doesn't really matter which one you choose as long as you choose 5 to 10 of them. Slide that bitch on and rock and roll. Now, everybody knows that if you're a true-blooded truck hat wearer, that you're going to be noticed by everybody at your office or everybody where you have some people at the bar that just think that you're everything. they'll immediately give you the, yeah, I thought so, when you only had 2. So it's your responsibility, if you're going to take on the trucker look, to just spend $150 and get 10, rather than spending the $25 and getting 2. Understand that there's a name to the game, and approach it with a hurtful vengeance before you can get anybody to laugh at you. And this is something that's sad. It's built all the way and has all of these restrictions and strict views all the way down to junior high. But it's also where the fun is at. Once you're there, you got to know that people are going to want to say, oh my gosh, I just did this. They're 20 pounds overweight, and they're older, and they're just under average in their face. And they always got the best ideas. Look for a fight. It doesn't even hurt. Use the F word. Just say, yeah, but you're fat, so why would I listen to you? Get used to it. Well, yeah, but if you could actually just mislead me and end up over here when the world legalized porn, and your rape sex just went for millions because the president wouldn't get mad at you for just sideswiping my husband and using your perverted boobs just because you decided to start fucking at the age of 12 while I was still studying under my mom's special guidance, and no one could get you in trouble for it. I mean, obviously you'd want to cover up all of your crimes by giving me this advice that you're telling me right now. So just get used to it early. Say, yeah, but you're fat, so why would I listen to you? It's fun to see their reaction. And it's not like you're someone that is good at fighting. It's just something that you think is funny to wait for the fight. And trust me, dying is better off than this world. And the funny thing is you never die. It's just fantastic. If they're going to walk over that line where they shouldn't belong, and for some reason there's a little tiny fairy that is an armor fairy, that verbication and making them insulted makes you perfectly fine year in and year out. If they're going to walk over it, then you verbally punch them in the nose and watch their nose start bleeding. And it's a fun place to be, and the girls that wear trucker hats are all too familiar with this reaction. But I mean, you got to know it when you see it. You know, and it's also part of when you're going to date a guy, wanting that to start with and then moving your way backwards. I mean, honestly, the F-bomb is a regular, common conversation part of talking. If you're not talking shit about somebody when you're with me, I don't think we'll ever get along. And the abstract suggestions about how good your hand job is right next to what the other girl's abstract suggestion is of how good her hand job is. Fact of the matter is a girl doing it for me is always going to have its variations that's better than I can do it. And I should be so lucky. And there's apparently half of the world that's female. But I got a lot of commercials to write, and I got a lot of movies to write, and I got a lot of songs to write, and I got a lot of paintings to do. So you telling me in a suggestive sort of manner just how good yours is in comparison to everybody else's with your glee smile is sort of a shortcut to how much conversation we won't have. So, anyway.